This is a mixture of Mike and Muhammad. Weaving and dodging with defensive blocking. With a 1-2, 1-2, shot to the chin. Knock you out like 10 shots of vodka and gin.
He came from the dark side of life, if you know what I'm saying. You know, living in the ghetto. No one really knows what went on. He was being locked up for, you know, petty crimes. But that makes you grow up a lot quicker.
From the time he came here, he started in training over a period of time. At the end of about 6 months, I would say, the Junior Olympic tournament came up, and I entered him in that tournament, and he won all the fights, local, regional, and national, by one-round knockouts, which was an extraordinary performance, inasmuch he had no previous experience as a boxer, except what he had acquired in the gymnasium. Now, this, of course, may not seem to be a great accomplishment to others, but to me it was, and more than a coincidence that I was so sure that he would win the national championship that I ordered a big banner which was stretched across Main Street in Catskill, welcoming him home as the champion, the National Junior Olympic champion. I ordered that before the tournament even ended.
That's all. Mike Tyson outclassing Kelton Brown.
Referee stops the contest, first round. Your 1984 National Junior Champion in the over 201-pound class. Boxing out of the blue corner, Michael Tyson.
I believe he will be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. And if he remains dedicated, interested, and without any distractions, I believe that eventually he will go down in history as the greatest heavyweight champion we've ever had.
How did Tyson become what he is today? The remarkable story begins here.
The professional debut of Mike Tyson in the white trunks against Hector Mercedes. We're in the Plaza Convention Center, Albany, and this is not going to take too long. We're in round one. Mercedes already in trouble. He is going down. Is he? These big swinging hooks to the body from Tyson. And if that is it in round one, that is a pretty impressive professional debut from the man who so nearly went to the Olympics in Los Angeles last year. He didn't. He's decided to turn pro instead, and that's not a bad start, is it? Well, we saw Mike Tyson's professional debut. Hard to believe it's just about a month ago. We're back in Albany for his second professional fight, this time against Trent Singleton. It's Tyson in white, Trent Singleton in the blue with a gold trim. We're in round one. Well, we didn't get much of a chance to see Tyson, what he had to offer in his first fight, and already in what, seconds, Singleton touches down. He gets a mandatory 8 under New York State Athletic Commission rules, and already, from what little we've seen of Mike Tyson in his pro career, down goes Singleton again, left hook this time. This boy is tough. Doesn't throw many jabs, comes in, works close, hooks to head and body, and he's just a perpetual motion machine so far. This isn't going to go too long. Trent Singleton in all sorts of trouble. Tyson shrugs almost as if disappointed that the fight is over so quickly. 2 fights, 2 wins for Tyson. I think Don Halpin trying to give Tyson the eye, and I am glad. I tell you, I am glad I am this side of the ropes and not that side of the ropes, because Tyson looks mean, he looks menacing. Well, this is a much slower, a much more measured Mike Tyson. And Albany tonight, good right hand, Halpin down. You, behind the camera, had the most perfect view of that. Only difference is, you saw the punch, Don Halpin didn't. Mandatory 8, early in the fourth. Can Tyson finish this? I think so. I think so, that's enough.
Mike Tyson, a fine amateur, though. He only had 17 fights, 15 and 2. His only 2 losses. Oh, good right hand. Down goes Spain. Well,
right hand is a strong one from Mike Tyson. I asked him what he felt his best punch was, and he said whatever hits him, and his right hand got Spain in a lot of trouble. And now Joe O'Neill is going to make the decision if he's going to let Spain continue. And here comes Tyson again. He got him with the left hand, and he's out of here. The longest fight Tyson has ever been in has been a 4-rounder. He got a knockout there. His other 3 fights were first-round knockouts. Can't help it, I guess, is the only man, and this one may not go much longer as a crushing right hand sends Alderson down. He's got a terrible cut over the left eye already. Clint Cappuccino right down in his face. He's going to make the count at 8. But that cut just on the outside of the left eye starts to ooze some blood now, and Tyson goes right back in on top of it. Tyson trying for his 5th straight knockout. Alderson weary on his feet, ready to go at any time. He tried a gamely throw a right hand as you see the closing moments of the second round here. Alderson down in this round. May survive as he goes down again at the bell. He's got to get up. Now, a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round with the exception of the last. So he must come to his feet at the ruling of the referee says okay. He is, and he goes into his corner. But if he comes out to answer this bell, it'll be a gutty performance by Big John Alderson.
John, Church is out. The fight's over.
The fight is over.
I felt a little funny. I wasn't right. I wasn't Mike Tyson that you saw earlier in the past because of the star buildup. It was a little intimidating.
Is all that getting to you a bit? Now, you've placed a lot of pressure on yourself. You and Customato, he's stated flatly he thinks you're going to be the youngest heavyweight champion, the greatest heavyweight champion. What does all that do to your mental frame of mind?
Well, I don't look at it that way because deep inside, when I'm not involved with boxing, I'm just a 19-year-old kid.
A 6-round decision victory on July 25th in Birmingham, Michigan over Vernon Bridges. And look at Tyson go right after Kennedy. Now, Kennedy is a boxer, but gets knocked down with the first left hook he takes. Look at the power already from Mike Tyson. Mandatory 8 count. 7. Given by Joe Cortez. Kennedy, little shaky now, takes a right hand. This one could end in a hurry. Kennedy in serious trouble.
No, this is the prototype of Mike Tyson's fights. He comes right at you, and boy, he is blazing when he comes out.
He's intimidating. When you see big Mike Tyson come for you, you better head in the other direction in a hurry. Right hand glances off the chin, but it rocked Kennedy. The left hook does it the same.
Kennedy's hands are really very low, and Tyson, you have to like how poised he is right here. He is picking his shots well. He is hurting.
This one could be over. It is. Joe Cortez stops it.
Let's take a peek at the first knockdown. This was, as you said, Sam, the first good left hook that Tyson landed. He dips under, throws this left hook. That's a nice move.
Is that a Joe Frazier left hook?
It really is. And you know what's so nice about that was the way, the old dipsy doodle. He went under and then came with a really good left hook. Now here's where he had Kennedy against the ropes. Mike Tyson is a terrific finisher. Keeps his hands moving. Those are good compact punches. Now, and Joe Cortez steps in, and you have to like even what you saw in this short performance by Mike Tyson.
Mike has an ability to slip punches that has not been seen in the heavyweight ranks or almost any other ranks since Muhammad Ali. It's been a long time. That's Muhammad Ali at his best when he was able to do that. In his later career, he wasn't able to. This is what he has. He's elusive, and he's a great boxer. People do not realize it. And that's what makes Mike Tyson so great and potentially one of the great fighters of all time.
Okay, we've got a fight coming up pretty soon here, a heavyweight fight. We've got Mike Tyson against Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson out of Florida with 12 wins and 5 losses, 8 by knockouts, is going to fight a very tough young man.
Yes, Mike Tyson, in my opinion, the most exciting young heavyweight in boxing. He keeps punching. 7 wins, 7 knockouts, no losses. Almost made the 1984 Olympic team at the age of 17. He's 19 now, and if you haven't seen him fight, you're in for a treat.
And he's also built like a bull. He's only 6 foot tall, but he's built. He's got a back that looks like a brick wall. Yeah, round number 1, scheduled 6, but hold on to your hats. Nobody thinks it's going to go that far. Oh, there he goes. He's just going to pull his way in. Those rights to the body. Left jab, right to the heart.
Quickly want to point out, first fight for Michael Jack Johnson in 2 years.
I'm glad you pointed it out because down he goes, the left hook. Just buried him, dug him in the ribs.
I think it was a
Michael
left and a right.
Johnson went goodbye. That left hook just caught him and sent him right to the canvas.
23-pound weight advantage,
my goodness.
and he put it all there.
The right to the head. Goodbye.
I hope he's not hurt because that was a brutal, wide open punch. Okay, let's bring Jim in here. Jim, is he going to knock out everybody?
Well, we have a marvelous problem, Steve, as I told you before the fight. The marvelous problem is that it's very difficult with a kid who throws hydrogen bombs to get him experience. I mean, everyone states, well, why don't you get him fights where he'll go 7, 8, 10 rounds? The problem, which appears to be insurmountable, is that he is one of the most devastating punchers that I've seen in the last 10 years. And that's a problem. Nobody can take his punches. So until we can get someone who can go 5, 6, 7 rounds, it's going to continue to be a problem.
Well, Donnie Long is a rather interesting story. He's had 2 impressive fights in 1985, and I'll ask him, going up against Mike Tyson, if indeed he'd be ready with this outstanding youngster.
I'm in good shape. I feel sharp, and I feel like I can outbox Tyson.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You felt that Tillman in the Olympic trials outboxed Tyson, used his lateral movement and good jab, and those are skills you have, but you can punch also.
Yes. I plan on boxing Tyson, too. I think that I can box as good as he can, and I'll keep him in the middle of the ring, and I can punch if not better than Tyson.
Will this be a win that puts Donnie Long back into the heavyweight picture?
This will be a win to let everybody know that Donnie Long is back.
Long is 27.
Oh, wow. Well, that was quick.
Tyson putting him down here early in the first one. Cappuccino looking on closely. You see Long holding those gloves up to say he's all right, but is he? Here comes Tyson. Left hand again.
Well, he nearly sent Long out of the ring with that left hook.
Tyson. Oh, Long is down. Second time. Another knockdown.
There is no 3 knockdown rule, but the referee can stop it after 3 if he decides so. This is very impressive. Mike Tyson not expected to come out this strong against Long.
5 of 8 have fallen in the first. Is it 6 of 9 as Tyson comes out with a strong right hand barrage again?
This is as bad as I've ever seen Donnie Long look, but give Tyson credit. That's it. Wow.
The left hand puts him down. He collapses, and this one is over as the doctors rush into the ring.
Well, Mike Tyson is indeed turning into a bright new star in the heavyweight division. Earlier in the day, I really thought that Donnie Long would be a fairly tough opponent for you. He wasn't.
Well, like I told you earlier today, if I knock him out in 1 or 2 rounds, would you still consider him that?
Well, I thought he was supposed to be, but I guess he wasn't.
Oh, now he wasn't. He wasn't.
No, he was a tough man. I'm just saying for you he wasn't tough, apparently, because you beat him.
Well, first of all, I'd like to just thank Cus for putting in all the hard work and reaching me to the goal that we're trying to approve right now. And I'd like to say hello to all my family back home and to once more my dearest friend, Rory Holloway, back in Albany, New York. And now on the question, I knew from the beginning, but everybody else knew that it was no calm. It was no calm. Just like the rest of it. A lot of people came to look. Jesse Ferguson came to look. The Fraziers came to look.
James Broad was out there.
All of you come get some. Cause Mike Tyson's out here. He's waiting for you. All come get some.
Mike Tyson, undefeated in his 10th professional fight against Robert Collet, coming off a win in his last fight. Already we can see Tyson giving away height this time. Seen him give away weight before. This time he gives away height. He's giving away weight as well, about 7 pounds to Collet. Tyson 5'10". Collet, a good 6'3". Left hook, good night. What a great shot. There's a mandatory 8. They keep wheeling him out. He keeps knocking him over. Fight number 11 for Mike Tyson, Sterling Benjamin. The opponent, Tyson, in the dark blue trunks with the white trim. Sterling Benjamin in the red. Last fight, Atlantic City, bit of a come down now. We're in Latham, New York State. We're in round 1, Tyson's 11th fight. 10 wins, 7 inside round 1. Did I say 7? Make that 8, perhaps, in fight number 11. The count is 5. And Sterling Benjamin just beats the count. On they go. Is he going to make the bell? Somehow, I just kind of doubt it. There's only so much punishment anybody can take. That is the limit of Sterling Benjamin's endurance. The referee was just about to step in anyway.
I was a little leery. I knew I was in there with a good fighter. I went the distance with some good fighters, and I was planning on just putting the pressure on him from the beginning to the end. I planned on coming out with a jab because I watched him in the DeWitt fight, and he was countering with the right hand good. And coming in the first round, I got grazed with a right hand, and from then on, I know to slip my head and just keep coming forward.
As for Benjamin, well, he was thoroughly impressed.
He have a sledgehammer, man. You know, when I go down there and feel it, he really hit hard. It's the hardest I ever been hit.
It is the hardest here.
The hardest of my whole career, man.
They keep lining him up, and Kid Catskill keeps knocking him down, and there'll be no let-up for Mike Tyson either. So Mike Tyson continues to be a very busy man, but it's getting harder and harder now to find anybody who wants anything to do with him. I mean, no fighter wants to get run over by a truck.
Last fall, at age 77, Customato ran into the unexpected obstacle of pneumonia. So it was that a 19-year-old boxer joined with others from the ring world in carrying the coffin of his trainer, his guardian, his closest friend, to the place where it would be buried.
He said, everybody tells me I do good. He says, but nobody tells me if I do bad. He says, it doesn't matter how good I would have done. God would always find something that I did wrong.
He goes to Houston on the 13th. He's going to fight some Texas champ, and I think the guy's Richardson is his name.
See how Richardson attempts to use that advantage in height and reach.
Customato, of course, right hand by Tyson. Oh, my. First punch he threw.
What took him so long?
Eddie Richardson, looking at the referee, is in much disbelief as we are.
Eddie Richardson said he was going to go after him and test him, and he may have made a very serious error in strategy right there.
Tyson is a little icebox rather than a refrigerator, I'll tell you what.
Well, he has a 19 3/4-inch neck, which is approximately the size of actress Shelley Duvall's waist.
And you certainly see the punching power in Tyson.
One of the real rising stars in the boxing galaxy today, Mike Tyson, a fellow for whom everybody predicts a great future. If they can find some fights for him.
That left hand almost drove Richardson right through the canvas.
He not only knocked him down, but he absolutely carried him through the air.
And it's over.
I see right now a major flaw and problem in Mike Tyson's career, and that's going to be to have a fight that lasts long enough to get some good footage on it.
I'm telling you what, it's hard to do. Mike Tyson, without a doubt, one of the bright stars in the heavyweight picture, now goes to 11-0 with 11 knockouts. Mike Tyson, nice to have you in Houston, Texas. You made quite an impression.
Well, thank you very much. The town is beautiful itself, and I'm glad to be welcomed here.
Well, you lost a dear friend in Customato not too long ago, and a lot of people thought you might not come down here and fight. You were quoted as saying Cuss would have wanted it that way.
Well, most definitely. Even though he didn't, Customato, being around him since the age of 13, I'm more like business orientated, and I know not to let anything get involved in business. You know, things happen. We all have disappointments, but we can't let these things stop our lives. We have to go on.
Nelson, who was in deep trouble, is in deeper trouble.
Tyson does not throw wild punches.
Big left hook. And there is Sam down.
What I think we should have been doing from the first go.
He just was in trouble in both the first and 10th rounds, and now he's in trouble here.
Punch. Again, he lunges and it gets caught.
Jose in trouble. And down.
Right uppercut to the body by Tyson. Again, a double right hand.
Jose got the worst of that one. Tyson is invited. And there was an uppercut. What a shot. There is no swing. And there's a smashing left hand. Oh, what a shot. And yeah, that's a fighter.
is a live look at Marvis Frazier, who has just entered the ring here in the Glens Falls Civic Center. The record 16-1 with 7 knockouts. There are the vital statistics on the young man who is attempting to continue his father's legacy in the sport. Now entering the ring, the local favorite, trains and lives in Catskill, New York, has fought so many of his bouts here in the Albany, Troy, New York area. Mike Tyson entering as the warrior, the characteristic no socks, no robe look. Now I'm joined by our ABC Sports boxing expert, Alex Wallow. Alex, how do you see the fight?
Jim, in my opinion, it is not a matter of if Mike Tyson knocks out Marvis Frazier, but it's just a matter of when. I don't think Marvis is overmatched in this fight because of a lack of talent. Since being knocked out by Larry Holmes, he has reestablished himself as a heavyweight to be contended with wins, as we saw earlier, over the likes of Quick Tillis and Bone Crusher Smith. He can fight. The reason I and a lot of other people don't think he can win against Tyson is the fact that his style is made to order for Mike. Like his father, Marvis relies on pressure and stamina and intensity to beat an opponent, but that aggressiveness is just perfect for a bomber like Mike Tyson. Remember, as great as Joe Frazier was, when he faced a tremendous power man like George Foreman, he got bounced around the ring like a rubber ball. His pressure style was suicidal against Foreman, and I think that's the case here today with Marvis and Mike Tyson.
All right, very quickly, let's look at the tail of the tape. You will see that Frazier has a reach advantage of about 6 inches, which will probably be nullified if he comes forward toward Tyson, as we expect him to do. Round 1 is about to begin. The referee is Joe Cortez. In New York State, scoring is done by 3 judges. The referee does not score, scoring on the round system, supplemental 4-point scoring system if the rounds wind up even, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Tyson comes out slugging.
He comes out smoking like Marvis's father, Joe. Marvis must move or we're going to be out of here very, very quickly. Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
Frazier is down. Joe Cortez moves in to have a look, and he's going to stop the fight. It did not last 20 seconds. Tyson goes over to take a look at Marvis Frazier, obviously quite concerned. A terrific uppercut. The same punch with which Tyson knocked out Jesse Ferguson the first time you saw him here on ABC Sports.
Watch the uppercut, the right uppercut.
We're going to show it to you in just a moment. Right now, there is Jim Jacobs, yes.
Manager of Mike Tyson talking to him. 30-second knockout sensation. Watch the right hand of Mike Tyson. Marvis in the corner and trapped. There it was. Just clipped him right on the chin. The left was unnecessary. Marvis is badly hurt at this point. Uppercut again. And there, Marvis is out on his feet. Everything after this is just incidental.
There will continue to be skepticism in some quarters regarding Tyson's stamina, his ability to take a punch, his technique in the ring. But with each succeeding bout, any skepticism about his punching power has to evaporate.
Michael, give me first your reaction to the fight.
The fight, I was confident. I trained real hard with my trainer, Kevin Rooney, who I owe a great deal to. And I came out and I was confident. I knew the fight. I felt it deep in my heart. I was going to stop him in the first round.
Did you know from watching tapes of him that you could hit him with the uppercut?
No, that's my favorite punch. And I watched the time, and I knew from my trainer telling me as he throws his punches, he bends down. And I knew that would be perfect for my uppercut. I planned on working the body more, but I saw the opportunity, and it looked too good to go away.
You stuck him back in that corner with the jab, Mike. Is that jab going to become a big part of your repertoire as you go along?
Almost definitely. Me and my trainer have been working constantly on the jab. And as you say, I feel so confident, and I knew deep down in my blood that I was going to stop him in the first round.
You said that you feel fear before a fight. Did you have any fear for this fight, and how do you deal with that fear?
Well, I use the fear to reflect it on my opponent. Because fear I use as my friend. It's my friend. If I don't have it, I don't fight.
The over-under for this fight, you can't bet on a winner here because Tyson is so heavily favored, is 5 rounds. You can bet on whether the fight will go a full 5 rounds or whether it will go beyond 5 rounds.
And I would think that the smart money is saying that it won't go 5. And there was a left hand, and Ratliff will sit it out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Ray, it looked like a short left hook. It was a classic punch. And Ratliff I don't think he'll get out of this round.
And Tyson right on top of Alfonso Ratliff. Another sign, of course, that you look for is can the man finish? And Tyson has left little doubt about that so far. Right hand, that should be just about it. Davey Pearl looking very closely. And that's all. It's over.
That, incidentally, is a much more important fight for Tyson than you could imagine because it qualifies him for a shot at Trevor Berbick for the heavyweight title.
Outside, a cool, crisp night in the desert. One has to think even the gaming tables will empty a bit during the next hour or so. And we're live from the Las Vegas Hilton in Las Vegas, Nevada, where WBC champion Trevor Berbick defends his crown against Mike Tyson. It's scheduled for 12 rounds. Throughout the history of this great sport, celebrated heavyweights have emerged to capture the public's imagination. As they stand on the threshold of the title heavyweight champion, the hype is over. The names like Ali, Marciano, Lewis, and Dempsey each seize the opportunity. Now this Las Vegas crowd and millions around the world wait in judgment as Mike Tyson tries to prove he is deserving of all the attention as the next great heavyweight champion. A formidable WBC champion, Trevor Berbick, stands in his way. There you see just 21 months as a professional to his first title fight. Joe Louis, the closest to him, more than a year behind him. So Mike Tyson, youth, no question about it. Now, will it be served is the question that we'll be answering tonight. And of course, I really haven't heard or felt as much anticipation, Ray and Larry, about a heavyweight championship fight as I felt in the last hour or so in a long time. And I don't know if it's just that we're kind of all sitting back saying, how good is Mike Tyson really? This fight has brought everybody out of the woodwork, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I think one of the ways we recognize it is when celebrities come out because they recognize that something big is about to happen. And if you want to know what the cost of being a celebrity is, tonight it's $400 because ringside is $600, but all of these showbiz folks have paid $1,000 to be in the VIP section.
And that was sold out. You couldn't even get into the VIP section, really. In fact, Eddie Murphy was around here. He was kind of a latecomer. You saw him just a moment ago. There's Tommy Hearns, guy that you're infinitely familiar with, Ray. Michael Spinks, heavyweight champion. And Larry Holmes, of course, the former heavyweight champion. I mean, this has brought out the greats and the near greats, and I'll tell you, it's only the greats that are ringside. Speaking of the greats.
Muhammad Ali and his new wife, Lonnie, his fourth wife.
Now, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson has come to this fight with his usual retinue, which includes a trainer and an assistant, and that's it. 2 people, plus his managers, Luke Caton and Jimmy Jacobs. That's his entire entourage, and here he is.
Also wearing a sweatshirt. It's the first time that we have seen him do that. He usually comes into the ring bare-chested, just trunks, black shoes, no socks, black trunks.
Sockless, but not punchless, I should add, Barry.
Yeah, no question about it. In fact, yesterday we were talking to him about, I asked him, I said, when do you put your game face on? He put his arm over my shoulder and he said, you know, this is no game. Berbick, as he makes his way out of his locker room and toward the ring now, said, that's where I want him. I love it if he's going to be right on my chest. But his style doesn't seem to dictate that he would love it.
Well, inside, Berbick has a tendency to throw wide loop and telegraph punches. He can't do that against a guy as tenacious as Mike Tyson. He has to throw short punches and tie Mike up and break his rhythm.
Now you saw that Trevor Berbick has not had a fight in 244 days as opposed to Mike Tyson's 76 days, but that pretty much has been the history for Trevor Berbick, perhaps not quite that long. He's been fighting for 10 years and he's only had the 37 fights, and Mike Tyson, of course, with 27 fights in a shorter space of time, considerably shorter space of time, 1 year and 8 months. But Berbick has fought tougher opponents.
12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Championship of the World. Introducing In the blue corner, fighting out of Catskill, New York, weighing 221 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his professional career with 27 wins, no defeats, 25 KOs. He is the challenger, Mike Tyson. And in the red corner, formerly of Jamaica, now fighting out of Miami, Florida, weighing 218 1/2 pounds. His professional record consists of 31 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, and 23 KOs. He is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Trevor Berbick.
Both of you, now listen. And if you get in close and I tell you to face and stop punching and step back clean. Any question from the challenger, chief second. Any question from the champion or chief second? All right, let's get it on, come on.
The key in this fight for Tyson is to be patiently aggressive, not to fling himself into clinches as he has done. The key for Berbick, in my judgment, is to hold him off, smother Tyson, and hope for a long fight that wears him out.
Berbick says it's imperative he keeps his man in the middle of the ring. He says Tyson will not push me back like he's pushed other fighters back, and I'll push him back. And I think therein is another key to this fight, Ray. If Berbick can push Tyson back, easier said than done, but if he can, then he can be in the hunt.
Well, I feel it's imperative for both fighters to keep those hands hot.
Both wearing black, Berbick with the high black stockings. Left hook, Tyson.
What Berbick's trying to do, he's trying to overpower Mike Tyson. And he's abandoning doing what he normally does best, and that is to use his whole body, to use those broad shoulders.
That was a big right hand by Tyson. This crowd is right into this fight, right at the bell.
I would not be surprised when these guys go down because they're throwing big shots and both fighters are a little cold, a little stiff here. Real tight.
Right hand, Tyson, and a left behind it. Berbick, as he told us he would, trying to go to the uppercut, so far ineffectively. Big right hand, Tyson.
Tyson has to be patient, as Laurie stated, because he's fighting a guy that's been in the ring with top caliber fighters. So he knows how to get a breather, get that second wind going.
Another good left hook by Tyson. I mentioned this earlier, but Tyson's punches even sound different than most heavyweights.
That was an attempt at the uppercut by Mike Tyson. It wasn't a clean shot. Trevor appears to be trying to keep Tyson backing up, making him fight his fight.
Another good left hand by Tyson. And a right behind it, and Berbick is rocked. Berbick in trouble here. Berbick just trying to get through the round. He's hurt, no question.
That was a big, big round for Mike Tyson. Not only because he showed he had faster hands and beat Berbick to the punch, but because he did show the patient aggressiveness that we talked about earlier. Always coming forward, Tyson. And the punches are short because he's coming forward and harder to see. We have to remember that Trevor Berbick has never been hit by punches as hard as he's being hit in this fight. And you never know how a man is going to respond to that.
Very calm. Look at the body shot first, then the head.
Tyson is everything that people could have hoped for in that round.
Trevor Berbick, we should point out, has been down twice. There's another big shot by Tyson. Berbick in a heap of trouble. Down he goes.
The punches are coming in such a succession that Berbick can't deal with them. They're short, powerful, devastating punches.
Berbick is still hurt. Trevor Berbick still seems to be not on solid legs at all here, Ray.
Well, again, you notice that my man is being patient. Tyson's being very, very patient, which was a big concern from a lot of other boxing people. He's being patient against a guy that has a great deal of experience. He's not wasting any punches.
Trying to time Mike Tyson up here, just kind of hang on and get the cobwebs out. Oh, another big right hand, and Berbick is in trouble again.
Tyson is perpetual motion, and the reason he's so dangerous, Barry, because he continues to throw those punches. One thing I've noticed in Tyson, he actually turns southpaw because he can knock you out with either hand. He has good leverage because he keeps his balance.
He missed with that uppercut, but didn't miss by much. A right to the body and an uppercut to the head, and Berbick is down. This one is going to be over, I believe. It's over. That's all, and we have a new era in boxing.
Mike Tyson fought as perfect a fight as a man of his type of ability could possibly fight. He fought a very strong man, an experienced man who is unfazed by the magnitude of the event. There is no praise high enough for Mike Tyson for fulfilling all of boxing's hopes for what he's done here.
Amen.
Here's the right hand that put Trevor Berbick in a great deal of trouble, and here's the first knockdown. Again, another looping right hand, and Tyson punches very well with both hands. It was a good display of punching power by Mike Tyson.
And again, just to underscore the theme that Larry Merchant said,
well, the final knockdown, we didn't see that beautiful uppercut too often. In fact, Tyson didn't need it. But it was a short left hook that did away with Trevor Berbick.
Just tremendous shots and very quick hand speed. He set up the last knockdown with a shot to the body and came right back behind it. And you could see at this point that Trevor Berbick was not about to get back up.
See, we understand the punching power of Mike Tyson. All you have to do is watch this replay, and Trevor Berbick has a very durable chin. He has never been hit that hard, that often by any fighter.
Here's another look at it. Watch the shot to the body. There it is. Missed with that right hand.
It's such a short left uppercut, left hook, I'm sorry. And it was a one-punch knockout pretty much. It was not accumulation of punches.
Ladies and gentlemen, Referee Mills Lane stops the bout at 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the second round. The winner by a TKO and youngest and new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Michael Tyson.
I'd like to dedicate my fight to my great guardian, Cus D'Amato, and I'm sure he's up there and he's looking and he's talking to all the great fighters and saying his boy did it.
He's smiling, that's right. I believe he will be the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. And if he remains dedicated, interested, and without any distractions, I believe that eventually he will go down in history as the greatest heavyweight champion we've ever had.
Now, Mike has only been a professional fighter for 24 months. He turned pro when he was 18 years old, and here we are 24 months later, and he's the heavyweight champion of the world.